So I was reading an article on Forbes the other day, and they're talking about how this one specific industry is going to turn into a $325 billion industry by the year 2025. That's not too far away. So on this video, I'm going to talk all about this industry and how you can partake in it. So if you're interested in taking a piece of this $325 billion industry, stick around for the rest of this video. Hey, what's up guys? Nick Arapglis here. Welcome to today's video. I'm excited to have you here. As you know, if you've been around this channel for any period of time, you know that we put out videos every Monday and Thursday. We like to keep things consistent and share the process with you guys. And I'm really excited about it and really just thankful and grateful for all the support, everyone that continues to come back and watch my videos. So if that is you, I sincerely appreciate your support. I've been continuing to get more messages lately, especially people that watch my videos and then come check me out on Facebook or whatever. So I just sincerely want to tell you that I'm grateful and I appreciate you guys. If you are new here, make sure and subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the family here, hit that bell notification so you'll be updated when we come out with new content. But again, Mondays and Thursdays are usually what we're gonna do. Maybe we'll increase that a little bit, we'll see. But on this video, I wanna talk about this $325 billion industry that Forbes is predicting within the next few years by 2025. And what is this specific industry? And it is e-learning. So that can actually be a pretty wide scope, but let's talk about this and how you can really partake in this industry, if you want to call it industry, but really just kind of a space, and what's going to be the best way. Because I firmly believe in this industry, because ultimately that's what I've been doing for the last 6-8 years. I mean, basically I've just been the one mostly being an affiliate, and then I have my own courses and coaching programs and stuff like that. And here in the next few days, I'm actually going to be, probably within the next week, I'm going to be launching a brand new thing. Okay, it's going to be exciting. I'm putting all the final pieces together. I'm putting together a new training, but I'm also putting together an entire new coaching program that's going to be very in-depth. It's probably the best thing that I've done. I'm finally starting to get some real clarity in my life and my business. I hired a new coach that I invested a crazy amount of money into, and it was scary, but it's already drastically helping out. And because of that, it's given me clarity on what I want to do, and that's really coaching people and combines with my course and really helping experts, authors, course creators, consultants, coaches, and really just 10x their business. So if that is you and you're interested in any of that, make sure to put a comment down below. Let me know that you are interested. And a cool thing that I'm excited about is that I am putting a guarantee on this program that you work with, or I work with you until you get an ROI. So literally, no matter, it just depends on how much time you're in the program, but eventually you will get an ROI. Eventually you will be making money. Eventually you will start to be really building your business. That's not if, it's really just a win. So just wanted to share that real briefly, but let's talk a little bit more about this $325 billion industry. So basically, just to break it down, is that ultimately it's information. Information can come in the context of a course, it can come in the context of a book, it can come in the context of personal coaching, group coaching, it can just be weekly consultation calls, but people are paying a ridiculous amount of money for information. They pay for coaching. That's huge. I mean, I just invested a crazy amount into coaching because I know it's gonna help me level up. Why do you think the most professional athletes in the world, the best athletes in the world, they all have coaches, and they have multiple coaches? I listened to some podcasts recently, and this guy, one of the best pitchers in the Major League Baseball, he has a mindful coach. He pays a crazy amount too, and then he's got a strength and agility coach, and he's got all sorts of different coaches. I remember that Michael Jordan had I forget exactly the number, but he had multiple coaches all the time. And why did he do that? He could have had an ego and be like, I'm Michael Jordan, I'm good, I'm the best, why would I need a coach? But no, he was one of the best because he had coaches, he had people looking at him, and I shared this on a previous video, I think it was last week, but you can't see the label inside the jar. You might think you're good, and honestly, I think I'm good, and I should be able to figure everything out myself, which I can to a degree, but a coach just kind of gives you outside perspective, and that's why people pay for coaching. But ultimately, again, it's just information. So if you want, you get your information from a coach, someone that's more so telling what you do, or you like a course where you can kind of do your own thing, or those like combinations of things. But the thing that I want to talk about in this video really is why this is a $325 billion industry. Because, you know, my first thought was this, especially years ago, when I think about like information, info marketers, I think about like ebooks and like video courses, and I think about like lower dollar amounts, like $47, $97, maybe even $297 or something like that. And I'll tell you what, like an industry like this, the e-learning, it doesn't become a $325 billion industry by selling $17 ebooks, $47 video courses. That's not how it works, okay? The reason it's so big is because people are charging a lot for the information. And that's what you should be doing. And that's a lot what I talk about in my program and I talk about in my training, is that you should be charging a lot of money for your information. You should value yourself enough to really price your stuff high. Because I want to discuss this fully because it's very interesting. See, I'll kind of give you two sides of things. So if you're charging a very little amount, and let's just put a little bit more context to this. Let's say you are a dating coach. You help guys get dates and relationships. In fact, I used to have a client that did that. So yeah, so I'll basically just like bring in that example. So let's say you have a program where you have like a video course, and then you have like a weekly coaching call or a group coaching call, and you help guys with getting dates and relationships. So what you can do is you could charge like a little amount. You could charge like $97 for that. Well, here's the problem with that, is that if you charge $97, that's gonna, first of all, attract like a lower quality client, because they're kind of more like just looking for deals and bargains and stuff like that, which is fine. Like we all don't necessarily want to pay a crazy amount for everything that we do, but just generally speaking, if you charge more, it's gonna attract a higher quality client because they think that because of the fact that you charge more, you're more valuable. And that's, you know, can be true. So what happens is, like, if you charge low, you say, again, we're charging the $97, then the client's gonna value that less because they're like, oh, it's just $97. It's probably not that valuable as if the course was like $1,000, right? So they're less motivated to come through the content and actually get results. And then therefore, because of the fact that they're less motivated, they get less results. And therefore, you're less motivated to go get more clients because you're not that excited that your clients aren't really winning. Right? So it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, but let's look at it on the other side of things. Let's say you do charge like $1,000, maybe even $2,000 for your program. That's gonna, first of all, attract a much higher quality prospect. People are like we were kind of talking about before, is that people value things that are more expensive. You look at things like Gucci and Louis Vuitton, and those things everyone just views that as quality because it's expensive. So there is some truth to that. So if you just price your stuff higher, people are naturally gonna start thinking your stuff is better, and they're gonna value it more. So they value it more, and then also when they put more money into stuff, they're more emotionally invested as well as financially invested. Therefore, they're more motivated to go out there and get results. And because they're more motivated to get results, they're gonna get better results. And because they're getting better results, now you have all your clients winning. You have more of your clients winning, and because of your clients winning, that motivates you to go get more clients because you're like, oh my gosh, look at all my clients. They're having amazing results. Here's all the results we got. And they just want to continue to market and get more clients. So again, self-fulfilling prophecy. But you can kind of go either way, you know, and I kind of dabbled in low ticket for a while, and it really wasn't until I went into high ticket. And I talked a lot about this on the previous video, but it wasn't until I got into high ticket was when, one, my results got better, and two, clients were actually getting better results as well, because again, people don't value stuff that are as small dollar amounts. That's just the reality of things, and we can't really change that. But that's what I want to share on this video, is that really it's the e-learning space. So you can obviously, like the way I kind of started in the e-learning space, I was selling digital products and courses and masterminds and stuff like that. I was an affiliate. I started as an affiliate, and that's great, that's cool. But again, you don't have control over price, which is a big deal. If you can't have control over price, then you can't price your stuff higher, and that's one of the bigger things. So I strongly recommend that you get into your own stuff. You create your own courses, your own coaching programs. And I know I get a lot of objections of like, oh, I'm not ready to be an expert. I'm not ready to be that person, but I want to share a quick story with you that I think will kind of change your tune. So have you guys ever seen Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio? If not, it's great film. And I would recommend just going to watch it because it's really cool. But ultimately, it was about this guy named Frank Abagnale Jr. It's based on a true story. And this guy was like the ultimate scam artist. He was just always eluding everything. He was just like writing fake checks. Like, yes, so obviously not the most admirable, ethical dude, but like you can't deny the fact that he literally like made so much money by just creating fake checks and traveling the world and like all this different stuff. So it's undoubtable that he had results. He got success in what he was doing just because even though it wasn't admirable and ethical. But they asked him, what was your secret? What was the thing? And they said, I stayed one step ahead of everybody else. And I think there's a huge lesson there, because he also was talking about, they interviewed him in the book later on, is they said that he went to BYU as a student, and when he was a student, then his teacher showed up late one day, or like one of the first days, and he went to the front of the class and he decided, hey, I'm gonna be the professor of this class. And he taught the class for an entire semester. And they interviewed him like, how the heck were you, like you were supposed to be in the class, you were supposed to be a student in the class, and you ended up teaching this class for the entire semester. How did you do that? And he said, again, I stayed one step ahead of everyone else. I stayed one chapter in the book ahead of the rest of the class. So if you're having doubts that you don't think you can do this type of stuff, or be an expert, or be a course creator, or like really sell your own stuff, because you're thinking you have to become a guru or the foremost expert, and you have to have a book, you have to have a podcast, you have to have all this stuff. Like, yes, I'm not going to say that stuff doesn't help, and it's always going to increase your authority and credibility, but you can stay one step ahead of everyone else, because a lot of people are very new at this stuff, very new at whatever it is. Again, if we come back to the dating example, some guys like just don't have a clue on what they're doing. They just need someone to be there to help them a little bit more. That's a little bit more advanced than them. So I strongly recommend, and even looking back, I wish I kind of started developing my own stuff earlier on, but that's the learning process that I had to go through. I just wish if I would have had that control earlier on price and on my programs and my sales process and everything, I think I would have been a lot farther ahead where I am today. So I would strongly recommend you diving in, but just understand that this e-learning space is going to be a $325 billion industry based on what Forbes said, and I think they're pretty credible. So I would jump into this, and again, I would charge your stuff. I would keep your prices a little bit higher, because that's going to get people more emotionally invested, and therefore it's just going to feed your business, and it's just kind of circulate and really blow up. That's what I'm learning from a lot of my mentors lately, and it's so true, because I know once I first really invested a big chunk of change into my business, that's when everything changed. Before, I was just investing little dollar amounts, and I was getting little baby results. But when I dove in, that's when things happened. That's why I joined a mastermind last year. We were traveling all over the world, went to Bora Bora, and that's why this year I decided to really invest in a new coaching and really take my game to the next level. So thank you for watching this video, guys. I appreciate your time. As always, thank you. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Share this with some friends, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye-bye.